What's up, Christian?
Hello, how are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for doing this with me. It's gonna be a good time, hopefully.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do
I'm
you have
excited.
anything you want to say before we really get started?
Um, I don't think I do. Let's get started.
Okay, so it's just a couple of questions. So first one being, why and when did you start running?
So I actually kind of accidentally stumbled into the sport. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was in fourth grade. My baseball team was doing it was actually a 6K road race, and I just
Mm,
signed up for it. And then I got fifth overall in the race. And so I just kind of realized that I was pretty good at it and I liked doing it. So I kept doing road races. And then in middle school, I started doing cross country and track and liked it. And then it just took off ever since.
so you kind of like naturally just fell into liking running.
Yeah, yeah. Like I wasn't forced into it. It just kind
Mm-hmm.
of it was by chance.
So that's cool. Okay, next one is what inspires you to keep going, I guess?
I would say just a love for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Like I enjoy the day to day. I think that's one of the most important things to really be a great runner is to enjoy the day to day, enjoy the process, and that's gonna lead to the best outcome.
Hmm. Okay, so next thing is what has been your like favorite or like highlight of running as of now?
So there's a few. When we won state cross country senior year, that was probably the most special moment. We had come very close, like 2 years in a row. We lost by a point 2 years in a row. So finally, like winning that state title as a team was pretty special. But my best race ever was probably this past Sunday. It was a
Mhm.
3K in Boston, and it was the first time in a while that I've run like a time that I thought was up to my potential.
That's good. When you ran at states, that's a very hard course, right?
It's a very tough course.
How did you think about going into it? Because you've run it before, knowing it was like a hard course.
Mhm. So every time I ran it before, I ran it really poorly, went out too fast. So my
Mm-hmm.
coach had me stay really far back. I was actually forced to stay behind our seventh runner. So I did
Hmm.
that for the first mile, and it came for the first mile in like 5:35, and I was in like 40th place. And then I was allowed to move up, and by doing that, like I made sure that I wasn't going to die, and then I just moved up to fourth by the end.
Nice. So you got to stand on that podium.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Did your brother win?
He did. Yeah, he won 2 years in a row, which is pretty
Oh, that's
cool.
cool. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah. What was the reason for choosing Columbia as a school to go to?
I this was also I kind of stumbled into it. I was
Hmm.
actually planning on going somewhere else. But then I went on my visit to Columbia, and I love the guys on the team, and like what the
Hmm.
coach was saying was really resonating with me. I could tell there was a place that really wanted to win, wanted to be a great program, and I just meshed really well with the guys on the team. And I think that's the most important thing is like the fit, the personal fit. Like it's not always going to be the best program, it's going to be the best fit.
Can I ask what other school you were planning to go to originally?
Virginia,
Virginia.
yes.
Okay. So next one is who is your favorite professional runner? Dead or
Uh,
alive?
so, Eliud Kipchoge is up there just for
Hmm.
what he's done, like pushing the sport to new
Yeah.
limits. I like Jakob a lot. I think Jakob's got some personality on the track, which I like. Woody Kincaid also. Woody Kincaid's got some
Uh-huh.
personality, and he's got a really deadly kick. I do not have a deadly kick, so I
Uh,
admire
Me
his kick.
neither. I thought it was crazy that Woody Kincaid, like, I felt like he kind of came out of nowhere and then, like, got the U.S. record, started winning all these meets.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of did. Like he'd been like playing second fiddle to like Chalimo and Grant
Yeah.
Thornton and those guys.
Okay. Next thing is, what is your total goal to achieve as a runner?
So I want to maximize my potential, whatever that is. So I would like to be an All-American in college. That's one of my big goals. And then post college, go to the Olympic trials and the marathon. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know what time I'll end up being capable of running, but I want to maximize my potential.
So you want to specialize in the marathon after college?
Maybe we'll just see where it goes. We'll see how I'm running when I'm a senior. Maybe I'll stay with track, but I'm pretty positive that I'm not going to stop competing after college.
Okay. So, where was I? Oh yeah. Um, did you always want to run in college?
Yeah, ever since like eighth grade, I've been 100% sure that I want to run in college.
So when you were thinking about that, when you were like in eighth grade, did you have any colleges in mind or just thought you wanted to?
I had like a list of like a lot of colleges, like
Hmm.
well, a lot of the ACC schools. I wasn't really looking at the Ivies as much then as I was when I was older, but yeah, I knew I wanted to run college. I didn't really know where.
So is there any certain reason you went to like an Ivy League school specifically, or is it just for education?
Well, I mean, I knew I wanted to go to a good school academically, and Columbia ended up just being my favorite overall school out
Hmm.
of all of those. Just in terms of like the guys on the team, I like how the school is itself, but I've always my main focus when picking a school was out of the good schools, I wanted to pick the one with the program I like the best.
Okay. So this one's actually like the kind of the reason that we're even like doing this meeting right now is and like how I came in contact with you is why did you start your coaching program?
Yeah, so it was over winter break and didn't really have
Hmm.
much to do. And so the first thing I did is I realized that I kind of wanted a job, but I didn't really want a job that was like meaningless, like just doing something to make money. I wanted a job that I actually cared about. I wanted to be able to
Hmm.
like do something for people. And since I love the sport so much, I thought coaching was a great way to give back to the sport, like help people achieve their goals. Because I had some really great coaches in middle school who helped me achieve mine. So yeah, just giving back to the sport, what and also having a job.
So post running career, do you want to be a coach? Like as a retirement job, I guess to say?
Yeah, yeah, like I would love to. Like maybe not right after I graduate college, but I definitely think at some point I'll be a coach, like maybe a teacher and a coach later in life.
So next thing is what's your favorite race that you've ever run in?
So I have a couple of answers. The Peachtree Road Race, 10K in
Hmm.
Atlanta. I love the Peachtree. I do it every year. It's the most fun. Um, but the 3K last week was like my favorite actual like race in terms of like how the race went down. And then also the Wingfoot Mile, senior year, junior year, and eighth grade year was a great event. It was at Georgia Tech senior year. It was at Marietta junior year, and it was at Emory in eighth grade. That's a really well done race by Atlanta Track Club. Great competition too.
So is this the first ever season that you've run like indoor meets, or did you do some in high school?
I did a few in high school, but this is like the first real indoor season. I love
Mhm.
indoor. It's great for spectating too with the shorter track.
Okay. So what is your favorite event and like what's your PR for it?
My favorite event so far is the 3K slash 3200. I have a feeling it'll be the 10K and the 5K later in my career, but I haven't really done many 5Ks or 10Ks on the track. So then I guess my PR it's 825 for the 3K.
Okay. So how has your training differed from high school to college?
The biggest thing is just an increase in volume. I was doing maybe 50 miles a week in high school, and I just hit 80 miles this week. So the
Mm.
big uptick in volume helps a lot. And then it's the same thing with the workouts. Instead of maybe like 4 by mile, like up to like 8 by mile, just like higher volume workouts, more intensity.
Do you guys double?
I double like once or twice a week. So yeah, a little bit.
Would you say doubling has like had an effect like on like soreness levels or recovery hours or anything?
I wouldn't say so. I don't think doubling is really necessary if you're running anything under 70 miles a week.
Hmm.
But once you get above that, it's kind of hard to fit everything into one run a day because at that point you're trying to run like maybe 11 miles on a recovery day and
Yeah.
that'll make you more tired. So I think doubling kind of alleviates soreness levels a little bit and like helps with recovery.
Um, okay. So along with your like running training, do you do any strength training?
Yes, yeah. We do a circuit on Mondays and Thursdays.
Hmm.
The main reason is kind of injury prevention. We're not really lifting very heavy. But I mean it's good to like help eliminate any like deficiencies, any areas that are weak, help keep a balanced form. And we do core, which helps like keep form when you're tired in a race. So yeah, I think the tr strength training does play a pretty important role. But as a long distance runner, like lifting isn't like a big emphasis.
Okay. So when you do have free time and you're not like running or in class, what do you do with it?
We hang out just with the team a lot, watch
Mhm.
movies, just kind of hang out. There's not a whole lot of free time, but I'd like to kind of see New York City more. But yeah, we just kind of hang out with the team. It's pretty fun.
What's your favorite movie?
Uh, Shawshank Redemption probably. It's a great
Mm.
movie.
Okay. So this is the last question I really have on my list, but I'll probably ask you some like that I've come up with along or like writing, taking notes and stuff. At the end of your running career, what do you want to have achieved?
Um, I'd like to be an All-American. The main thing is I want to maximize my potential. I don't
Mhm.
I want to retire knowing that I couldn't have done any better. That I hit my max level. If that's the Olympics, then that's great. If that's the Olympic trials, that's great. If that's like sub 2:18 in the marathon, that's great. If that's All-American in college, that's great. But I want to maximize my potential.
So if you were to run professionally, who would you want to be sponsored by?
I like the On team right now. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I'm obligated to say New Balance because that's my college sponsor. I don't think
Uh,
I am. Yeah, the On team is pretty sick though. Out in Boulder with Ollie Hoare, Morgan
yeah.
McDonald, the Yared
The
Nuguse, those
Goose.
guys. Yeah,
That would be. They've been insane lately.
yeah. I mean, they're taking off. They're really
Yeah.
good.
Do you have any like pre-race rituals?
I take caffeine.
Mhm.
Like a 2.5 to 3 mile warm up. Cold shower in the morning. That's a big one, actually. I love a freezing cold shower. It wakes you up. Listen to the same music generally. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I'd say definitely have some rituals.
So, what's your like favorite like pre-race food?
I like just simple things, banana, Cheerios, simple carbs, maybe some honey. Yeah.
How do you celebrate after having a good race?
I kind of just listen to music and just like on the bus ride, listen to music and I'll just be kind of happy and then I'll just go to bed, recover. There's no really big thing I do to celebrate. I mean, after a really good team race, like winning state, like go out to dinner with the team, like that kind of thing. After an individual race, it just gives a really nice feeling of satisfaction.
Okay. So, who do you think is the greatest high school runner to ever live?
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I mean Alan Webb is hard to beat. Like he ran like what he
Mm,
ran 350 like four in high school. I mean Colin Solomon was great. Nico
yeah.
Young was great. I mean Hobbs Kessler was also really good, but like he was kind of not really a high school runner. He was kind of pro in high school.
Yeah. So, I can't think of any more questions, but do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. So I'll ask you what you asked me. How did you start running?
I started running. I was kind of forced into it because in sixth grade, both of my siblings have already ran, and my mom said just try it. So she like signed me up. And the first practice I ever did, it was like 400 meters running and then like walk for the rest of practice. And I was like, this isn't awful, but I like barely ran anything. And it
Yeah.
slowly just like built up. And I just started like I was like the second best on the team my first year. And I was like, I want to be the best on the team. So I just started training more and more and more. And I realized the more I trained, the faster I got. So then the next year coming into cross country season, I opened up my first meet and got the win, which was very exciting and kind of a good confidence boost for me because I was very anxious before that meet. And then I just really fell in love with it.
Yeah, it's great how that works. It's a it's a beautiful sport where
Hmm.
you train harder and you'll do better. I mean, it's important to find a balance, not
Yeah.
overtrain, but you really generally what you put in, you get out. Oh, so what are your goals for this season?
This season, I mean, I think I can go sub 5:10 in the mile,
Oh, I think you
but
can too, from what you've been doing.
I think sub 5 would be pretty crazy. And then the 3200, probably like 1050s somewhere around there. I want to get top 10 in states in the 3200. I think that's
I,
the,
I think you can do that after that workout you did last Friday or
yeah,
last Tuesday
dude,
actually.
that was painful.
That was I've never done that workout, but my middle school coach would always like hint at it.
Mm, well, it was definitely a fun workout.
Yeah. What's the hardest workout you've ever done?
Probably that one actually,
That
the
one?
modified
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah.
I think it was either that one or one time I didn't really know anything about running. So I was just like, what's a good thing to run? And I did like 5 times 400 all out. And like,
Oh,
that was awful.
that's very painful.
Yeah. What's the hardest workout you've ever done?
Hmm. Uh, we did this one workout a couple weeks ago that was like 4 by 800 at like 3K pace, and I kind of died. It was
Mm,
pretty tough. It was like 214, 213, 212, 209, and then we were supposed to do 400s after, and I just blew up and had to get pulled.
mm,
Um, I've done some pretty tough tempos. We had another one that was 1600, 1200, 800 times three, and that last eight was pretty tough. Other than that, it was a pretty smooth workout. So I don't really know what the hardest one is.
mm. So I just had another question come to mind. What's your favorite event to race in?
Oh, yeah, I would say well, actually, the mile is fun. The mile is really fun. I'm
Hmm.
not as good at the mile as I am at the 3K, but like if I could race any event, I would choose the mile. Yeah, I just think it's a really like ideal. Like the first two laps,
Hmm.
you're kind of comfortable. That third lap is hard, and that fourth
Yeah.
lap you gotta give it everything you have.
Hmm. So I would say miles probably the most fun for me too, just
Yeah.
because very exhilarating. Um, but do you have a favorite race day shoe?
The New Balance LDX, phenomenal
Mm.
shoe. You can get it on Running Warehouse. What do you wear?
Um, for the spikes, I'll wear the dragonflies, but I don't love them. They're like kind of old from cross country season.
Yeah.
But I just got a pair of alpha flies actually, which
Oh, really?
I'm planning to wear for like the 3200, and I love them. They feel so good. I just feel very bouncy.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. I
My
like the
legs feel very
dragonflies.
fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, do you work out in the alpha flies too?
No, I just got them. Like I got
Yeah.
them on Thursday, did some strides in them on Friday, then racing them yesterday on Saturday.
Oh, you got the overall win yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, it was very
That was a good
fun.
race. Yeah,
Yeah, it was the Georgia Aquarium 5K.
was it like downtown?
Yeah, so it was pretty hilly.
Do you know like what your splits were?
So I actually didn't wear a watch because I never wear a watch while I race because it stresses me out. Which leads me to this question is, do you wear a watch while you race?
I only wear a watch during like the Peachtree, during like road races. But
Mm.
yeah, no, I don't wear a watch.
Do you think it helps with like like stress of like um overemphasis of your splits?
You know, I agree with you. Like, I think it's better to focus on your competition and beating your
Hmm.
competition rather than like the clock. Like focusing on the clock or even counting laps, I feel like is not a good thing. It's never worked for me. It always makes like kind of psychs me out, makes me think
Hmm.
too much about like the pain I'm in and not like beating people.
So that actually thinks reminded me of a funny story and a question for you. My friend miscounted the laps of a 3200, so he did one extra. Have you ever like miscounted the laps of either like a workout or race?
I've never done that. No, have you?
I have during a workout, but not during a race.
Yeah, I've never done that.
So,
Who's your favorite pro runner? I'm curious.
hmm, I'd either have to say like I really love Jakobina Brixen,
Yeah,
and I'm trying to think. I forget his name. Oh yeah, Mario Garcia Romo. He
yeah,
runs for On Cloud and ran for
miss.
Ole Miss. Yeah,
Yeah,
and yeah, I think it's either one of them too.
yeah.
Kenanisi Bekele is up there
Do you
too.
watch any of like the YouTube guys or any of like the shows about running?
I do watch a lot of like Sweat Elite.
Yeah,
I love their training videos.
I'm a big fan of the Coffee Club podcast. If you've heard of
Oh
that,
yeah, I have. What's your favorite running YouTube channel?
probably the Coffee Club. They've got a YouTube channel and they're on Spotify with the podcast. But yeah, they're really good. It's like Ollie Horn, Morgan McDonald, and George Beamish.
Hmm.
And they just kind of talk. It's very entertaining.
So this is a pretty important question. New generation track and field or Tin Man Elite?
I mean, New Gen's a lot better right now.
Yeah.
I don't really have a clear cut one. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, both of them are kind of like below like the Bowerman and like the
Yeah.
online teams, but I like what they're both doing. They seem like good guys. Can't really give a clear favorite on that one. I think the New Gen videos are better than the Tin Man ones though. So
Yeah. So do you have any other questions or?
um. I don't think I do. I'm excited to continue coaching you this year, though. It's
Yeah, it will be fun.
been
I'm pretty
fun.
sure planning to do a couple of postseason track meets too. So if I don't get any times I want, I can possibly do them then. So
Yeah, the wing. You should try to get into the Wingfoot Mile. That'd be a good
I think
one.
I will.
That's a fun. That's a very fun race.
Yeah, it looked very fun. What I've seen.
Yeah, and I
So
mean the middle school state race is a lot of fun too. It's a great
yeah.
competition.
So thanks for coming out. It was very fun to talk to you.
Thanks for
And
having me, Christian.
have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Okay,
All right,
see ya.
I'll send you that training soon. Gotta start working.
Okay,
All
okay.
right, bye.